How the hell does a Myvi can always catch up to a Ferrari driving at 200 km? Where does the extra km comes up from the speedometer?
I think they're just guessing the shit out of it. You watch Fast and Furious? Got 10 years one.
When the event begins, do you have any fear? Something that always bothered you until now?
With the bikes, whenever the grid forms up, I'm standing there. Bikes don't even have to get to the first corner. Last year, 2 different races of bikes. One, the guys at the front, so puts his hand up. Most guys behind will and both riders died.
Oh shit.
Does MSF able to actually reduce the Mat Rempit on the road?
The word Rempit apparently came from the word rampage. There's 50 of these guys and they kind of become a menace. But they're not actually interested in racing. They just want to ride around and do crazy things that young people do. You don't really see 40-year-old Mat Rempits. I don't do any race whatever on the streets. Yes, I drive fast on the highway, but who doesn't? Highway is highway law.
Yeah.
It's not speed that kills, it's idiocy. US, they don't care about F1 and all that, you know? What's their biggest race? NASCAR! NASCAR as a business is worth $2 billion US a year. Starting a business, starting it, buying all the materials, that's easy, man. Selling the damn. Marketing it, that is hard.
Is motorsport the most expensive sport on earth?
Okay, I have to answer that.
Hey guys, before we jump into today's episode, me and Jim would like to ask you for a quick favor. It turns out that over half of the people who tune into the Entrepreneur Journal haven't subscribed yet.
And if you've been enjoying the conversation that we're having, the raw stories, the strategies, the lesson from creatives, athletes, founders, and dreamers, the best way to spot us is simple. Just hit that subscribe button.
Well, it's free. It just takes 2 seconds and it generally helps us to keep the show going and growing.
And here's our promise to you. We're going to keep showing up with better guests, deeper stories, and better production quality every single week. Now, thank you for being here. Let's get into the episode. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Entrepreneur's Journal. Today's guest is one of the most influential figures in the motorsport industry here in Malaysia. He is the founder of MSF, Malaysia Speed Festival, which is a platform that's transformed the grassroots of racing and made it affordable and accessible for thousands of Malaysia. He's also the mastermind behind the iconic Merdeka race, an annual event that brings together over 400 racers to celebrate the national pride and the independence. So in this conversation, we are not only going to be talking about Adian's backstory, but also discussing on his mission to make motorsport affordable and accessible to many people. So that's going to be an interesting one. And please welcome Adien Yein to the show. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thanks, guys. Your introduction makes me sound so much more than I actually am, but
really? I think I'm not doing you justice, actually. Yeah, but I want to jump straight into one very interesting question where I always wanted to ask.
Right.
Is motorsport the most expensive sport on earth?
Motorsport it probably is, unless you talk about, Red Bull Air Race and stuff like that. But it need not necessarily so. And that's my whole point of what we do, do you know what the biggest national motor racing series is in the country?
In the country? No.
The question is not mine.
Yeah.
Mine's probably second biggest or third, whatever. Yeah. Petronas Cup Prix.
Petronas Cup Prix.
Yeah, the Cup Prix, the Cup Chai race.
So okay. Cup Chai, yeah.
Imagine that. That's the biggest race. They have almost 300 riders and bikes that participate. They go around the country, town to town. Petronas has been with them for years and millions there. But previously in the 90s, I think it was Shell Advanced, changed the sponsorship. So that is the biggest. So is Cup Chai racing expensive? Get my point?
Right.
It actually is at their level, but it need not be so. Everyone has to start somewhere. Yeah. So it's as simple as taking a car or a bike, getting some basic safety gear, and off you go.
The not so formal way to do it, not so professional way to do it.
Well, of course, there's people that go genting lah, what lah.
Right.
For my business, it's the weird part. I'm actually like, yay, the cops are clamping down on all those guys that drive up on weekends and all that. For good reason, other than safety. But for a business, it means that they have to come to what I do more often now. You can't, what doing is illegal, right?
Right.
Motorsport is bigger in developed countries because in Australia or Japan, you can't be hooning around the mountains every weekend like a monkey, right? Because the police there are very vigilant. But here, because of lack of enforcement, you can. So therefore, it does not drive people to come to my business, which is organizing races,
Right.
or track days. Where
Like
you
the
can
safer
let
way
loose.
to do it.
The safer and proper way to do it.
Proper way to do it. Right. So before we talk about your mission, about how you're making it more affordable, as we speak about, it's definitely not cheap to get into motorsport. There are ways to do it, I guess. How did you actually get into the scene, the whole motorsport scene? Are you a big motorsport fan, a racer when you're young or something?
Yeah, you guys asked me this at lunch as well, Ma. I said,
Yes.
it starts from
Yeah.
from when you're young, you know, and like you and your cousin want to go to the toilet to pee pee. It's like, who can get there first? And then,
Or with a bicycle.
yeah,
who
then I
can
got a
get to school
bicycle.
first, right?
Who's the fastest around the corner, and just moves on from there, I guess. But looking into the psyche of people that race, and not F1 or MotoGP. Nowadays, those kids are bred to race. That's another story. But for hobby racers like us, we've always wanted to race. We've always not seen any other way, but it's a competition. Different people compete different things in their life. Some women go for beauty pageants. Some women, some guys maybe want to have the best Rolex watch or the biggest Rolex watch collection. Or some ladies want the biggest Hermes bag collection. Ouch. But for me, it would have been racing. To use a machine on 2 wheels or 4 wheels or such, and try and prove that I'm the best or the fastest out there. Yeah, so that's how I got into racing. And of course, I grew up very middle class, so we couldn't afford to race until I had graduated, come back, started earning my own money, and then started splurging onto motorsports with my own cash. That's how it is.
Are you the kind of motorsport enthusiast which go up Genting or Uluyam or
Actually, I'm
Ululanga?
no. So you won't see me there.
Okay.
I'll go there for the dim sum and all that at night, but no, I don't do that.
Oh, okay.
It's probably also culture. I'm quite a bit older than some of the some of the younger boys these days. And when we were young, it wasn't so easy to drive up Genting. You had to go through Gombala, Segambut, the traffic lights. It's when they opened up, I think, Duke Highway and MRR2 that made it very, very accessible. You can get to Genting in like 30 minutes now. So that's what kind of changed the game. And as we know, the weekend warriors started going there and doing unsafe things. So by that time, I had outgrown it and wasn't that. No, not me.
Probably we can see Adien in the Daytona,
Daytona machine, arcade machine. Maybe I would have raced with you one point as well. I'm like a huge arcade geek. I used to go there every Friday to Mid Valley, like just to race in Daytona. It was
Initial
D, and stuff like
Run
that.
3.
Yeah, Midnight Run 3, Battle Gear and stuff. But how did you get into organizing racing events?
It's a good one. I don't really know.
Or maybe I should say, did you started racing professionally first, or you went into organizing racing event first?
Yes, I organized. I started racing first. I started racing after I came back. First race is in 1999. And then went racing from there onwards. You made me think a bit. When I was in uni, I was part of the Malaysian Students Association in my uni in Perth. And other than, you'd organize things, trips for the members and students down south to see monkey mice, blah, blah, blah. But we'd also organize things like parties.
House party.
That's how I got started, I guess. So organizing events and balls and parties. And then because I liked racing, to move into organizing a race event, I guess is next level.
I see.
Easy as that.
I see. So you started from organizing party, and you thought, okay, I'm a pretty good organizer.
Trips also lah.
Trips as
not
well.
nice parties.
So the guy who always organized trips. There's always one person who always organized trip, getting everyone together.
But the parties more, yes.
For it more. But what do you actually love about racing?
What do I love about racing? It is competing, really. There is a thrill. There is nothing like going racing. I've heard the next crazy thing. It's like people who join BJJ matches. It's like
What's a BJJ matches?
those BJJ is when they tumble and stuff on the match.
Oh,
Jiu-jitsu.
okay.
MMA matches. It's a form of fighting, really. I even know 1 or 2 fighter pilots, and they participate, and they said it's, of course, that one's really life and death, and you're fighting for your nation, blah, blah, blah. But all these things, this level of competing, when you're dicing with something more than just what money can buy on the line, you're actually putting your life to a point. You're putting your life, your own blood, your skin on the line. The thrill is something else. The exhilaration is
Just for the adrenaline.
I don't even call it adrenaline. You want to master something.
I see.
Yeah, but to do it all by yourself, like a sniper, okay, all by himself, but when you actually go head to head, ooh, does that make sense? You play paintball. You play paintball.
Yeah,
I'm sure you have. Yeah, imagine paintball, but without pellets, where you can actually get hurt. Yeah, same thing, right?
Right.
Or imagine I give you a paintball gun and a target. Okay, shoot, tung, 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 tung. Yeah. Ooh, but at first it's fun, like, hey, short way. And after 5 minutes of like shooting 100 pellets at the...
Then you want to shoot someone.
Yeah. And you're alright, and the guy shoots you back. It's like, okay, how am I going to evade, hide, pull all the stuff and get... Yeah. It's combat. That's the word.
Combat. Yeah. Competitive. I think every athletes, they love the competitiveness, like to challenge your friends, or you want to be the best among the group and stuff like that, right? So you want to be the fastest.
That's what racing is about. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I see.
So what was the motorsport scene like in Malaysia before MSF? So what gaps were you trying to fill when you start MSF?
Okay, you're asking as a history or as business gap? 2 different things. The history, of course, Malaysia, we had a pretty healthy motorsport scene in the 80s and 90s. Hanifah Yong, Alex's father. He was
Alex
running,
Yong, the
his
F1
father,
driver, right?
He was running Shah Alam circuit in those days, and he brought in a lot of international gigs like the MotoGP. He brought in the rallies as well. He did a lot, for example. And so did actually a lot of the people that were motorsports in those days. That was very different. And what I find interesting is that a lot of them are actually businessmen. And as they grew older, they became CEO of that, MD of this. A lot of racing drivers then, and people who are involved in activities then, all of them are someone. Have you heard of YS Kong?
Yeah, the rally driver, right? He's doing a lot of car reviews now.
So he's like also top in his industry. So does motorsports, I don't know, is it an effect of motorsports, or is it people that are in motorsports are these kind of people that they chase dreams, but they do become something. Okay, going off tangent there, but what was the gap? There was a gap. So when I was racing, as you mentioned, it was quite costly. I had a side business. I was probably one of the first few to sell motorsports parts and accessories on the web.
Okay.
It's like year 2000, dude. I had a little startup company. I was always doing the startup things my whole life. So I had a little startup company called teammatrix.com.my. We were selling brake pads, exhaust systems, suspension, air filters.
For cars and motorbikes, or just
for cars?
It's like
on
a
the road.
Lazada for
Right,
cars.
right.
Yeah.
Online, somewhere back then, I think 2000 online is not like
It was badass.
It was.
So I signed up with Maybank for online transactions.
Okay.
There's a minimum payment every year. Every year I think it was like 2,500 ringgit, which is quite a big deal back then. And transactions then were you're talking about 4.55% with a minimum of like 5 ringgit. So the costs were very high trying to do that. But eventually I found out that screw the online thing. I used the website as a form of promotion, and I was racing, so people following me, and they get in touch with me via email, or in those days was Yahoo Messenger. Hey, hi. It's like,
ICQ.
Yeah. What kind of brake pads you recommend? I say, I recommend these EBC brake pads. I sell them, by the way. I said, okay, can I meet you at Jelutong Mamat this weekend? Boleh? So then ditch the online transactions, and I'd go to the mamats on the weekend and come with a car boot full of parts, and I'd sell brake pads.
Direct to consumer straight away.
Yeah. But the website and my racing then kind of served as
like a promotion material.
Yeah. So that I used to fund my own personal racing.
I see.
As I said on the side, it wasn't meant to. It was meant to be for my family and kids, but That's racing. But it was expensive. Even though the CEO or the GM of Sepang at that time was trying to make it more affordable. So I was thinking, as a racer myself, how can I even make it more affordable? You just opened up this discussion just now with saying that motorsports one of the most expensive? Yes, it is, but it does not have to necessarily be so.
Right.
And that was my answer. So safety items, I'm sorry guys, we can't run from that. But even safety items, there are different safety standards. There's the FIA. I'm sure you heard of that word. You guys that run F1.
When you see F1, you hear a lot of FIA.
Yeah, so they're very European. They're very aristocratic. And they don't care about the rest of the world in that sense. And we're trying to tell them, hey, your suits are 2,000 euro. It's fine for you guys, I guess. But over here, that translates to 10,000
euro.
12,000 ringgit.
Yeah.
I said, we have cheaper ones. Yes, we do. Which are 1,000 euro. That's your entry level. It's still too expensive. That's like, as we were saying earlier at lunchtime, that's a month's salary for a lot of people probably below 30 years old.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with knowledge and research, for example, there are other safety standards such as that run by countries which have what I would say more of a blue collar motorsports culture. US, they don't care about F1 and all that, you know. What's their biggest race? NASCAR. Everyone comes up with a keg of beer and has a great old time with the barbecue and watches big V8s going around in circles. And everyone goes, it's so boring, but you're not there really for the race. You're actually there for the atmosphere.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, the friends and all. Yeah.
But the drivers there, you know that they earn as much as F1 drivers do.
Oh, really?
Wow.
NASCAR as a business is worth $2 billion a year.
Okay.
The winning purse, that means, as Americans speak, how much their prize money, for example, the Coca-Cola, which was last weekend, the 600, I think it's $1 million for the winner.
Wow.
It's big stuff there. And that all comes out, like it's okay that they go around in circles, but you know, it's the culture. And very blue collar and very redneck, whatever, but laugh as much as you want. But they therefore create safety standards and more affordable safety gear to match that kind of market. You see? So the history of motorsports in Europe was all the counts and the lords. But in America, there's no such thing as that. What?
Right.
Everyone's an American.
Right.
Except for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Donald Trump, he's a Martian. Australia as well. There's no... so in these countries, they've been able to make motorsports very affordable. And what I've done is I've adopted a lot of their standards, their safety standards, or whatever other standards that or regulations that make motorsport expensive. If you follow the European style, we've adopted theirs. So here now, what we call the SFI racing suits, you can get them for as low as say 1,000 ringgit, 1,200 ringgit. So it's still not cheap.
Yeah.
But it ain't 4,000.
Yeah, true.
And itu baru suit, you know, you got gloves, helmet. Yeah. And also, okay, it's not something you can buy in one lump sum one lah. If you're gonna wake up and say, I'm gonna go motorsports. Yep. Helmet 2,000, racing suit 1,000, shoes 500, boots. It gets expensive. Yeah, so you were saying, you know,
not even counting the car yet.
Yeah.
Your vehicle or
but
your
if you do
tool.
it over a certain period, you do it bit by bit, and you finally build it up, then you can go racing. Yes, and that's how it should be done, lah.
Right.
Again, very US and Australia, that they build their own car. They go to okay, we can't, but they go to work. They come back at 5.
Yeah, they work in the garage.
They sit in the garage for 2 hours with a beer and cigarette, and then the wife is looking at the kids. You know, I'm being very old-fashioned here, but that's how they do it, ma.
Yeah.
True, or I think they actually play with their kids, have dinner, then the kids go to sleep, and the wife watches TV, then they're in the garage. Sorry, the other way around.
Yeah.
And they work on their own car. So again, if we adopt that sort of platform for motorsports, it can be a lot more affordable.
Right.
So the gap, okay, I have to answer that. So the gap, how do I fill the gap? Is to do that lah. So created different regulations. Also, there's only one circuit, and it's Sepang. Therefore, it's a monopoly. And they can do what they want.
It's true.
Of course, they try their best, but still nothing can stop them. But fine lah. They do try their best where they can lah. But at that time, it was Datuk Razlan Razali who was the CEO, and I spoke to him and the CEO at the time, Shamilan. They were very supportive of what I approached them with. You see, Sepang circuit in those days did not have lights at night.
Oh, really?
It's purely a daytime thing.
I see.
Right now, if you go, you probably see that they have night activities.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they just started out with either morning or night as well, daytime or night as well.
No.
I thought that's how
So
they
the lights only came in 2018.
Oh, really?
What, so long?
Yeah, so for the 20 years that
okay.
it first opened, 98 to 2018, there was no lights at night.
Then usually do they drive at night or?
No one really did until I came along. So I went and spoke to Dato' Razlan and I said, look, I have an idea. You have unused inventory on Saturday nights, right? The last bookings you have is until 5 o'clock. Can I take 6 to 12? He says, yeah, what to do? And I said, I'm going to do night racing. He said, oh man, I said, I know, but so some people will race and they're just as mad. So, okay, as long as you comply to the safety standards, don't break any rules, get all the permits, good to go.
Nice.
And because of that, I negotiated for a better pricing rather than the normal pricing, which he was quite happy to give because, as I mentioned, we're using unused inventory. No one's using the track, so it makes some money.
And that was after they installed the lights, or when you
Must
proposed to
before.
them, then they installed the lights for you?
No, they installed the lights much later on. I don't think it's for me.
Oh,
but,
really? So you guys
to
racing in the
extent-
dark then?
We were.
Okay.
So it was what is now Malaysian Speed Festival. For the first 5 years was called Saturday Night Fever.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Saturday Night Fever racing at Sepang. So if you do Google that, you'll find some old YouTube videos, and it is phenomenal. It's just dark, you can't see shit, especially when you get the in-car, and if it rains, even better lah. But it's mad. Try and find some in-car if you're that kind of person, and you're thinking, how the hell are these guys racing? But they were, and it was good. We even had bikes. The bikes,
Holy shit, bikes.
there were a few incidents because it's so dark, right? One guy goes on the front,
Everybody's like a
my
domino,
God.
like a train
You
wreck.
end up with not bits of body, but one guy breaks his leg, another one breaks his arm, another breaks his
Oh my
collarbone.
god.
But there are people that do this. How many? We had 120 car entries every round, and we ran 8 times a year back then. But because we could make it very affordable. Remember, we're using unused inventory from Sepang. I think the entry fee was like 300 or 350 ringgit. Can't be more than 500, yeah?
Right.
Would you go racing for that?
Yeah, I think
Something
so.
to aspire to, right?
Yeah, definitely.
At least the barriers to entry are a lot lower.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like playing 2 rounds of go-kart.
Yeah,
Almost.
nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays
expensive.
expensive. Yeah.
True. It's
Yeah.
very expensive.
Nowadays expensive. Of course, now our entry fee, as time has progressed, as we said, kway teow also now, what used to be 5 ringgit, 10 ringgit.
Now 10 ringgit, 12
Our
ringgit.
entry fee now is like, it's hitting 900.
900.
Times have changed. But it is, well, it's as affordable as you can get. The similar series that Sepang is also an organizer of a racing series. So their racing series entry fee, for example, is 6,000 ringgit.
6,000
That's
ringgit.
when you can say motorsport is expensive.
Right.
For
But
the
those
same
are like
cars.
the professional level, or is there
No,
any
it's the
different,
same cars.
same cars?
Similar cars. They're talking about Honda Civics, Honda Jazz, stuff like that. Professional is something else. Once you get to karting, F4 or F4 runs in Sabang, it's like 8,000 USD, stuff like that.
So for someone who is starting out, someone who want to start out like in this motorsport industry, do they start out with something like joining MSF tournament, or like what you say, go karting, and then there's more official competition that tournaments that can join? Right. Hey, if you're looking for some fun outdoor activities to do with your friends and family, check out Sepang Bay 13, Malaysia's newest off-road ranch by MSF Malaysian Speed Festival, built for all thrill seekers of all ages and all skill levels. You can tear through the dirt in a rally car, go full throttle on a motocross bike, or jump on an ATV or buggy with the whole family. Now, if you're up for a little friendly racing, try out their off-road dirt karts. It's a super rare experience which you won't find anywhere else in Malaysia. Now, if you don't have your own ride, no worries. They got rental option for ATV, buggies and karts, so anyone can join in. And it's super family friendly too, with kids play pool on the weekend and even a barbecue pit if you're planning for a chill cookout. And here's something just for our listeners. Just show the counter that you're subscribed to the Entrepreneur's Journal channel and you'll get an exclusive discount on your ride. It's easy. So get off the couch now and head to Sepang Bay 13 for some real adventure. You can find out more on their website on sepangbay13.com or follow them on their Instagram channel. Links are in the description below. Now let's get back to the conversation.
Few things. First of all, I say motorsports industry. Yes, it is industry. It's
Yeah.
not sport. But I'm assuming you're talking about to become a participant as a driver.
There's a driver.
Or a rider. Then, I said that there's always two paths. So the ones that end up being F1 drivers, MotoGP riders, like Alex Young F1, Hafiz Sharing MotoGP, is they actually have to start from young. At our age now, we're not going to get into it and ever attain that. But I don't think that would be your intention either. You mentioned Daytona, you mentioned go-kart. You don't mind going out on a Sunday for a couple of hours, having a great old race with the glads, and then backing out, going home, right? So that would be called more of a hobby racer.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what.
And
my
they just
market
entered
says.
some casual tournaments or casual race, right?
Yes.
Just for the fun, to
But
get some recognition.
just like any business, we're at the bottom of the pyramid. It's huge. If you're talking about F1 and go-karting and GP, it's at the top side of the pyramid, right?
okay,
So it's
okay.
more expensive, but they're a very tiny market. Ours is massive. We have thousands of people that come through our doors or our racing gates every year, whether it's track day for cars or bikes, whether it's as participants for racing. We also have things like what we call autocross. Now that is right now probably the most affordable. We rent a car park for cheap. We use cones and we mark out a very simple course, which is about, say, 2 minutes long. And people pay 250 ringgit to participate. You get 5 or 6 runs, and it's all based on time, your lap time and stuff. So that's a very beginner level. And that one doesn't require fireproof suits and stuff. Because it's
relatively safe.
Yeah, it's safe and a very safe and very controlled environment. So as I said, all of us at this side of things, at the bottom of the pyramid, we're never going to become F1 drivers. We don't want to. We might not even watch F1 because it's actually quite boring. Yeah, but we love to race. We just want to participate. We love cars, love machines, love bikes. We want to do something different.
Right. I see the point. I see the difference now.
Yeah, different demarcation.
Yeah, because
right?
always when you hear about competition, you always think about people and go professional.
Correct.
I see.
It's like this, you play football, right? You play futsal, but it doesn't mean you're gonna want to become a World Cup. I mean,
True.
a lot of people our age still play futsal with their mates, right? On the evenings, same thing.
I
So
see.
that's where we are. Just that
this is like a place for the hobbyists to
Absolutely,
join and
yeah.
to have
You're
fun
getting it right.
together. Like we play badminton in like badminton court, but we don't want to
Same.
go.
I think the reason why I asked that is because when I was young, right? Actually, one of my dream is to become a race driver.
Oh really?
Actually,
A lot of us
I was influenced by
boys,
all
I'm sure.
those, initial D. That's why I love to go like speeding a bit last time when I was young, and I like to go arcade and imagine, wow, what if I'm a real race car driver? I even bought the racing rig for Gran Turismo 5, I think, back then. So my wish was actually to enter the Gran Turismo, the academy.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully I can win that and
Selection,
enter that. Yeah, but
you
of
still
course,
run it now,
Yeah, I still run it now.
I think Malaysia is with Toyota.
Yeah.
GR, yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I'm not talented enough, nor I don't think I have the accessibility to, I don't know how to actually get in there, right? So for me, it's always like, wow, this is a really tough spot, high level of entry to get in. So never really realistic for me back
Commitment,
then. Commitment and everything. So it was just always a dream, like a kid's dream, right? So that's why I was asking, like, have that mindset of anyone who wants to get into the motorsport industry, they have the mindset of they want to be professional, they want to become a professional race car driver in GT or whatever, F1, F3,
I don't think everyone does. I don't think everyone does.
Yeah.
There's certain realities, As I said, even for myself, I only started, my first real race was when I was 26 years old with my own money. There's no way I'm going to get F1 with that. And I never had intentions to do that. But different people are different.
Yeah, because the thing is they need to spend a lot of money on the sport, right?
A lot.
To me back then was like, if I'm going to spend this money and I'm not going pro, like to try to become pro, it's like, I'm burning so much cash unless I have deep pockets or
Maybe
rich
you have
parents,
sponsors.
or something like that.
Not so easy to get.
Yeah,
Not here.
right.
Yeah.
So what are like the entry level, the barrier of entry for going to motorsport as a hobby? Like how much are we talking about in terms of equipment, cars? What is your like the average?
Where can we start?
Yeah.
Well,
for
mostly,
someone.
right, it's a natural progression. You don't just wake up and say, I want to do motorsports now. It's not like, I want to play badminton. Oh, my badminton racket, 10 years old, I have to go buy a new one. It's not the same motorsports. At least not for hobby level. So what the more natural path is, either as students or whatever, let's assume middle class, okay? Not the rich guys that get A45s. he has a Myvi. He's probably a 5-year-old Myvi handed down from the father or the mother to drive to college every day. Then he liked to modify so he wants to race with his friends on the highways, we said. Illegal as hell, but okay, that's where we all get started. So he changed his wheels and tires and the of course that noisy exhaust. Then he does suspension and stuff. So he does that first. Then eventually he's like, I got to prove myself. I swear I'm a better driver than in my Myvi. I'm faster than the A45. You got money, but I got skills. That's how it starts, man. Okay. So from there, evidently he's gonna go to say the base level will be a track day, or as I said, like an autocross to prove his worth. Yeah. Then they go. Then see, actually I'm not bad leh. So you develop this drive to like, okay, upgrade my Myvi further. So then, what's my next level? I've done the track day, I've done the autocross. Okay, I'll join MSF lah. That's the most affordable, 900 ringgit. Wow, expensive. Wow, I need suit. Okay, chill. So what he can do is over the next year or few months, as I was saying, it's a progression. He can still use his time and money to join the track days, gain his skills, participate in autocross. But along the way, save up, then put in the safety cage for the car, for example, get a proper racing suit. It's progressive. And by the time they're actually ready, might be a year or 2 years later. Then, ta-da! A new racing star enters the grid. Oh, my first race. Oh, then you see them shit bricks and all that. Because it sounds good, but actually enter the race and there's so much to do. And suddenly there's like 30, 40 other cars around you. But once they're in that, then they're hooked. So it's not one lump sum, as I keep saying.
Right. So they build up over time. They work, they earn money, they change that, buy that over time, like 2 years. Right.
That's how that's the normal progression of it.
Right. But what are the kind of people who normally get into? I think I should say like, are mostly people who go into motorsport. They are more like on the richer side. Have better jobs or what? Or do you still see some people that maybe at the middle class still like trying to fork out every single cent that they're earning, trying to change their brake pads or tires? So what are the kind of people who normally gets into motorsport, like in your experience?
So the MSF segment, that bottom of the pyramid, it's very middle class. It is probably 90% middle class.
Right.
Because those that have more money to spend would have spent it elsewhere. They'd be racing GT cars, or they're probably a son of a wealthy man who had the opportunity due to the father to have started go-karting when he was younger. Which go-kart is very expensive. MSF not only runs our own races, but we're literally a motorsports event operator. So we run go-kart races for other people, we run bike races for other people, stuff like that. So that's what we do. Okay, enough advertisement. But yeah, so it's mostly middle class. And yes, they save up, they build a car, and then and because it's their own hard-earned money, even when they build a car, they make it as reliable as possible. They go more for durability rather than outright power. Because with these things, you can say, I can get more power, but at the expense of the engine being less durable, for example. But they will rather build for durability and let the car last, rather than go for outright power. Some of them, in fact, that's how I also started. It's the same car that we used to go to work. So after the race, they put number plate back on and they go and next day have to go to work. So they have to take care of the car. Yeah, and I kid you not.
Right.
So it's completely different, right? Maybe, like I said, your understanding could have been F1. You see all that in the movies. But no one actually sees what the reality is, at least not so much in Malaysia because our culture not so strong here. For this level of motorsports,
Right. So people just use their Myvi, slap on some mods, go straight to the track.
Absolutely.
And then the next day drive the same Myvi to work.
Yes.
Wow.
We have Myvi, Sagas, Satrias, big ones are Honda Jazz, Suzuki Swift. See, very middle class cars. The actual Honda Civic Type R, twin turbo, blah, blah, blah. Tak banyak one, bro. Not a lot at all.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a lot in the road though. I mean, like
that's the thing.
On the road,
on the road
because they can.
Yeah.
Again, it's our culture here. In Australia, where I grew up, US, all this stuff, you don't do that so much. You do mod your car, but then as we were saying, like in the US, it's customs. And you go low and slow and you show off. Cars. And you go for cruises. But if you're another type, you'll go racing. And their racing industry there is huge.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's not a sport there. It's literally an industry. It's worth a lot of money.
I guess this is the misconception people having, like what the motorsport is.
Yeah.
There's like this hobby, and there's like because to me it's like F1, GT, like those are the real deal. But I really didn't know like have this kind of the lower one.
And I think a lot of people prefer to go like toge at the hills. I mean, it's illegal, definitely not safe. But I think they feel it's more cheaper, lower barrier to entry than going to a circuit with a team to help you change tires.
Until they kill someone.
Until they kill someone,
Yeah,
right?
so
So I
that's
think
wrong.
that was perception.
As
of-
I said, because it's not being policed here.
yeah,
Yeah, so which is completely wrong and should not be that way.
yeah,
Yeah, and it actually imparts a very negative understanding of what motorsports is. So here when you say motorsports, that guy modifies my V and drive to 10km and go langgar people and die. Or the super bikes that come down Genting very fast and the nuisance to road users. But in our industry, this one will surprise you. We say that it's F1. It's the Malaysian F1 Grand Prix that killed motorsports industry here. So pre-1999, as I said, Batu Tiga, Alex Young's dad and stuff, we had a very healthy motorsports industry. You had different brands coming in. You know, you'd have them advertising posters with the driver, and then, he won a race in a Toyota. There was, my God, Electrolux, buy this vacuum cleaner that this driver used to suck up the competition. I don't know. But it was very different. And then F1 came in and it literally killed it because everything just thought it was all about F1. And that includes media, money,
brands.
The brands, everything just went that direction. And then now there's no F1 and there's nothing. Yeah, and suddenly everyone's talking about go-kart. Go-kart goes to F1,
yeah.
But everyone totally forgot that there's actually a huge consumer segment of motorsports, which is where most of us sit in.
Right. I just want to ask one funny question out of the topic. Myvi always, people think of it like a god car, right?
King of the road.
King of the road.
King of the road.
How the
really.
hell does a Myvi can always catch up to a Ferrari driving at 200 km? Where does the extra km comes out from the speedometer?
I think they're just guessing the shit out of it, You watch Fast and Furious.
Because you organize at Myvi Cup, right? So maybe you know how that is like.
Well, really, because when the road like in Cal, right, sometimes flat,
Yeah.
and then I only able to see the Myvi, wow, gung ho, straight away go only.
I can't answer that. But they are quite amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're built pretty tough.
Yeah, that's a funny question.
Malaysian people's car.
Malaysian people car. It's a god car.
I think I want to ask one question now.
Yeah.
It's related to Mat Rempit.
Okay.
I mean, in Malaysia we have a lot, this Mat Rempit
Oh yeah.
community,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So, does MSF able to actually reduce, reduce the Mat Rempit on the road? Like, will they actually spend, go to your event rather than really racing on the road?
What are Mat Rempit actually? Are they actually races? The government, previously, from what I know, I've been in the industry for a while now. Even if you give them a free track day, they won't come one. It's not in their interest. The word Rempit, apparently, from my friends in the media, said it came from the word rampage. They're a victim, or they're a result of the economy, right? They are probably lower income people. I'm not saying lower class. But on a weekend or at night, there's nothing better to do one. So they hang out with the mama, and then, they like their machine, so they modify it. And then afterwards, let's go for a ride lah. Just happens as, maybe instead of cars where it could be 5, there's 50 of these guys, and they kind of become a menace. But they're not actually interested in racing. They just want to ride around and just do crazy things that young people do. You don't really see 40-year-old Mat Rempits.
Right.
So you have to get into that mindset. And on top of that, the politicians in the past have used them for political reasons. And I'm not sure if you guys remember. Got what? That Sukan Khairi lah. He had something that they did. I think it was Khairi Jamaluddin for Mat Rempits anyway. And then you kind of make these people feel that they're entitled or something.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
I'm not saying don't blame them. Of course, they have brains. They can be smarter. Everyone born with brains should be smarter. But they are also, as I said, probably a victim of the economy, and they have absolutely nothing to do with motorsports.
Right.
But have you like done any like campaign, that actually transform the Mat Rempits into like provide them more a legal or safety
As I said,
place?
you can have all these things and they don't turn up.
I see.
They're not
Right.
interested.
I did see some like mini circuit tournaments where they set up a small mini circuit for like the Mat Rempit to race and show off their skill, and some of them really can ride. I don't know that is related to what.
Actually, mostly of them can't ride. They can just do crazy things.
Stunts,
okay,
they
like
do
stunts,
Superman
stunts.
they
yeah,
can-
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a different thing.
I see.
Okay, have I actually? Yeah, there was one year, 2004, and I was in PROTON R3, and we did this wheelie competition. And I remember we went to Merdeka, the Sultan Sama building, Merdeka Square, that area, right?
Yeah.
And spoke to the Mat Rempit, datang lah. Okay, then some turned up, and then they can wheelie down the whole straightway. That's how good they are. And that's it lah.
I see.
Yeah,
Because
it's
I
a
thought
culture.
I thought
It's
they
not
are.
motorsports.
I thought they're pretty skillful to do what they're doing. It's dangerous, of course.
Yeah.
In groups, it can be a nuisance, right? But those require skills as well to do wheelie, Superman or whatever. And if
It's a different type of skill.
different type of skill, but maybe
not
if they
racing
put
skill.
those talent into a proper training of racing, maybe it will change. And maybe they don't have the privilege. Nobody's giving them any chance to do a proper racing in the circuit. But seems like maybe that's not the case from your point of view.
Yeah, I don't think so. Look, it's like this lah. In Australia and US also, I like to use those countries as examples, right? You got the Hells Angels and all the Harley gangs, ma. For them, their Harleys like Mat Rempit lah. We don't. If you've never been there and seen the Harley gangs come along, you'll never understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's like 50 white guys on the Harley with the beards and all that. And they are badass, and we all know they drill contraband and smuggle stuff. I think they're worse than the Mat Rempit. So, make noise about Mat Rempit. And I mean, every culture has this. They have all sorts of things.
Right.
But similarly, do those Hell Angel guys want to get involved in racing? No. They just want to hang out there, pub, play pool, run drugs, go out in a gang of 50, bash people up. Same thing, ma.
Right.
Just that our pub is replaced with mama stall.
So like this event that you created, it could not reduce the illegal street racing in Malaysia, or do you believe that?
It's not up to me. It's up to the police, ma.
Right.
As I said, it does not happen in Australia. It does not happen in the US, right? Because any whiff of it, I'm sure you've been in the US, right? You said every now and then, now you hear wee wee wee. There's police everywhere all the time, and the same thing in Australia. And you come back to Malaysia and it's nice, peace and quiet. That's because they're not being, there's not enough of them or something. I'm not going to get into that kind of discussion.
Right.
But it's not my responsibility to reduce illegal racing.
I see.
I create a racing series for this segment of people that do enjoy racing and want to do it properly. Yeah, I can promote that responsibility, but I don't think it is my responsibility.
I think you're creating a platform that is open for everybody.
That's the word.
And if they want to come, they come, but you can't force people to join.
Yeah,
right?
we do try our best as a business.
Encourage them to come.
For me, it's a business, ma. It
Yeah.
has to make money. And we market it and make it seem cool. But if that's not what you want to do, if you think your Civic Type R, FL5, blah, 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 can go up and down Genting 5 times a night at the fastest in the world, then go ahead.
Right.
It's not smart. It's not the right thing to do. It's very dangerous. But it's not my
Duty.
Yeah.
I'm not chief of police.
Right. Very true. So going back to racing, like circuit racing, what's the craziest thing you've seen on track or professionally, or any crazy stories? I'm sure with your experience and in so many years in motorsport, right? And I'm pretty sure motorsport is one of the most dangerous sports. There's surely a lot of crazy stories.
Yeah. Crazy, there's a lot. Crazy, scary, there's a lot.
Yeah, let's do crazy
As an
scary.
organizer, okay, let's do crazy scary. For me as an organizer, there's this rider, Daniel Bogus. Bikes, right? He was on a 600 not as fast as 1,000, but fast enough. So he's like a 240 kmh, and the bugger got no brakes lah.
No brakes.
Going into the first turn. Yeah, so he kind of slides it, jumps off, goes into the tire wall, So the thing is, this was his trajectory, this was his bike's trajectory, next to each other. So he went into the wall, bam! And the bike came next to him, and the impact is so hard, it flies up and nearly just
Oh my God.
literally misses landing on him.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I don't know if Daniel's going to be listening. He now does commentating for Capri and Superbikes. Nice guy. His heart stopped.
Hard stop. Okay.
So that is a known high-risk area. There's an ambulance, medical team there. Immediately came out, did all the whatever needs to be done, and he was young then. He was like early 20s, so all good.
Right.
That's
so
pretty crazy.
no broken bones or something.
No, what's the funny thing? So we went over to see him 2 days later. Like, he opened the gate. Hey, bro, how are you? There's been others that are not so lucky. Usually it has to do with bikes lah. The bikes. Another one a few years ago. I forgot the guy's name. Turn 4. That was 1,000cc. So he probably doing about 220, 230. Also no brakes. And he was injured. Not as bad as you think, but bad lah. But the bike hit the tire wall, flew over the catch fence, which is 10 feet high.
Holy crap.
Landed on the hillside grandstand and slid down. That's how psycho some of this stuff is.
Wow.
Oh, just last year, we had a very NASCAR thing. That was pretty awesome and crazy. At the start, we had a night race at the start with the Saga Cup's got like 70 cars when they start. Can you imagine
70
And Saga, not the current Saga, no, it's the old
Oh, the
taxi
Kota
one.
Manchis.
They're going, so 70 of them like,
Those are solid,
they're
man. Those
heading down the
cars.
start line. The light goes green, and then just like if you watch NASCAR, it's like one guy, pop, 20 cars,
Like a train wreck.
Yeah, we're like, holy shit. But luckily, no one injured. Some cars were destroyed, but
Those
wow,
cars
that was pretty
those
crazy.
cars are tough, man. I think.
Tougher than you think they are. And that was pretty crazy too. That was
Yeah.
just last year. Yeah.
Wow. Have you seen fatality? Any?
No.
No fatalities
Yeah,
so
please
far.
Touch wood.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I run, as I said, I run kart races. We've had cases where one karter hits another karter. The other karter's like, okay. He slows down, waits till this guy comes around again. Bam! Knocks him off. That guy breaks a leg. Macam-macam got one.
Oh.
Yeah.
How come these guys can lose their brakes because of not servicing it properly, don't have a proper team, or because these things happen? It rarely happens even on the road, and then suddenly in the
Yeah.
circuit it happens.
Yeah.
Well, how does this thing actually
Well,
work?
for motorsports and especially superbikes, I've raced superbikes myself.
Yeah.
We service the brakes, engine oil, everything, every single time for a race, because if something goes wrong, it literally can be lethal.
Yeah.
Sometimes, wait, dude, I don't know, man. I can't answer because obviously the machines are destroyed. But maybe someone didn't tighten something properly, or maybe they didn't replace.
Say because they are
old
trashing
brake
the
lines.
machine damn hard that even the
I wouldn't say that.
won't say that.
No.
Because like recently there's this AMG GT car or something at Sepang lost the brakes, well slammed straight into the
Oh, that one's
the tire.
different. So I also do driving instructing and driving events. And I used to do some for supercars and sports cars, and I try not to sit in them anymore for that similar reason.
Right.
So way back in, I think it was 2011, I was doing one for a certain brand, and Datuk came with, he's quite wealthy, he had 3 different types of Porsches. So the new one went out with him first, then took the second older one, and said, hey, I'm gonna try my older one, I don't drive this very often. So, okay, come Datuk, let's sit down in the car. Sat down. As soon as we went out on the straight, he's like, oh, no brakes. And that could have happened, just that I had time to twist the steering wheel, yank the handbrake, and we went backwards into the tire wall. Now, what happens with sports cars and supercars that are owned by wealthy people, they're actually not driven that often.
Right.
How often would you drive an AMG GT? Right? And therefore, they're not serviced as often. Yeah? And there's probably one car in a fleet of 10. Okay, not putting down these owners. I mean, it's just natural. I have a Porsche, so I don't drive it that often. And I don't service it as often as I should.
True.
I should service it at least every 6 months.
Yeah.
Or
Because
how
they
many
thought I'm
thousand
not
can-
driving, so why do I need to
So
service?
why-
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I gotta
Service.
remind myself, 6 months, okay, just send it to service, check everything out, And inevitably they find something wrong, even though it's been sitting there and doing nothing much for 6 months. So can you imagine then if you take that car and you go to Sepang? So the guy that was driving, Roy Tang, He's a carder. He's a Singapore race. He's very good.
Okay.
So he knew what he was doing. It's not the driver's fault. It just happens. This is what possibly, I'm not saying for sure,
Right.
but possibly could have happened. So this is what generally occurs when you bring supercars to the track now. It's not the first time I've seen it. I've experienced it, and we will see more of this again.
Right. Sure.
So any supercar owners or sports car owners, do
Service your car.
You must. If you're going to the track, right?
Yeah.
It's no joke.
Yeah.
As I said, before we race our super bikes, we bring our bikes to the track. We don't take any chances. But why do some people do that with their cars? You shouldn't. It's the same thing.
Right.
Just because you're ensconced all around you in metal doesn't mean you're any less likely to get injured if you're on our brakes, right?
How much are people spending, like after one round of track day, as we mentioned, servicing parts and everything to make sure it's safe and all? How
Not
much?
that much.
How much roughly does it cost? Like
If it's a
for after one round of track day?
Honda Jazz,
Yeah.
maybe 300, 400 only. Because at least send it for a service. Just check. If nothing needs to be replaced, don't replace.
Yeah.
If you need to replace the brake fluid, replace the brake fluid. It's like 80 ringgit.
But what about like parts, like brake pads? Do they change it every single round or
No.
no?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes brake pads can last 2 or 3 rounds.
Okay.
Even for our super bikes, so we don't change it all the time. But you must get it checked. That's the whole point.
Okay.
Just like, I don't know, again, if I'm 50 years old and I hardly do any exercise, right? Sit in the office all day, and hey, let's join a marathon.
All right.
Gotta train.
Yeah.
Okay, putting that aside, if you don't train, I think you want to go see your cardiologist.
Yeah, you need to check if your
Do a stress test.
Check your heart at least.
Yeah. Right. It's
When
funny.
you see these things in such analogies, then you really realize
It's true.
how
It's true.
different it is.
It's true. It's very true.
Has MSF ever received any backlash before?
Oh,
Like, what was the most controversial moment that MSF have?
from what?
I don't know. Like,
I don't
is
know.
there any like
Yeah.
big backlash like happened to you before?
I mean, events always get some backlash at some point. Maybe they misorganize something, set out the wrong
and
message, or
sometimes people always complain.
overlook some safety
Yeah.
issues, or I don't know, whatever it might be.
Yeah, I've been through a lot of different backlash, either for my own event, MSF. As I said, I run Rotex karting events for Asia, or not anymore, not this year. Just yesterday, I ran Mini GP round 2 with ZK Racing. That's the national series. Mini GP is actually like go-karts, but for bikes.
Oh,
Our Mini GP champion 2 years ago was the world champion.
oh
Like
really?
he did not world champion. He's that good. Yeah. One of the previous riders who came up from that same ZK and all that, Hakim Danish, for example, was Asia Talent Cup champion and now racing Red Bull Rookies and won. So these guys literally could be the next Rossi. They're that good. Anyway, I'm digressing. So let's speak about MSF. MSF, partly I'm also successful because I like to think I grew up with the advent of the internet, the advent of social media, and adopted it early. Not that I really knew what I was doing. Now I got influencer lah, KL lah, but back then, I just pump out stories, not stories, but posts all the time. We do all these posters and and writing, and we use the web and internet as much as we could to disseminate information to make it look interesting and cool. And Facebook, we'd have Facebook groups, so we'd converse with drivers and participants in public. And of course, therefore, when something messes up, wow, bam, kenal. So in public. The first time I had to go through that, I was like, actually, even before that, dude, I grew up with the forums era. Oh my god.
Oh,
That's
forum,
right.
yeah.
Laoyat.com.
That's tons of forums.
For
around.
mine, we had AsianAuto.com. We had 0 to 100. It's run by our friend Tom. 0 to 100.
Now it's still forum like Reddit, it's still a forum, but maybe not like a specific standalone forum.
Yeah. So it started with the forums. That's right. So in the forums, good things happen, bad things happen, discussion happened already. So by the time I started doing all this on Facebook, I suppose I'm really a bit more used to how to react, how not to take it personally. If you need to put your foot down, then you put your foot down. Let's do it all in public. Definitely is something that not everyone is comfortable with. Not many businesses are not comfortable with it, I know, whether big corporates or small ones, and don't even know how to handle it properly. I grew up in Australia. I grew up with a mother that just freaking says whatever she wants. I've learned to be like that as well. And meaning that truth is the most honest policy. And if you mess up, then face up to it. Admit it, face up to it. But don't just say, I'm sorry. I mean, you got to then show, okay, thank you for putting it out. You know, I'm sorry. We have learned from this. Now, mitigation. What are we going to do? You just list it down lah. And the racers are okay lah. Okay, terima kasih lah bang. You know, something Melayu lah, right? And they accept that. And here's a fun part in my life. I've learned that whether if you quarrel or fight with someone other than your wife, that one cannot win lah, guys.
That was losing battle.
Cannot win one. But with anyone else that you quarrel or fight with in your life, maybe you guys have as well, whether it's online, whether it's face to face, whether it's fist, I don't know. You can actually end up when you mend that relationship, you can actually become quite
become better,
and understanding with that person. It's kind of weird, you know. So I can punch you right now, we can end up brawling, and then we make up and make man love, and then suddenly become really close. Yeah. So that part is weird. And when we say that, whenever that happens to me and I man up to it, or my team, we all owe up to it, and I say we respond, mitigate, then those people that had something to say end up being closer to us, and they know that we welcome feedback. Feedback is always constructive, whether you like it or not. Just means you're not so good as you think you are. Do better.
Right.
Have to learn from it. Because everything is also experience. First time do doesn't mean it's perfect anyway.
That's a good question, man. No one's ever asked you that before. And it made me think. I said, it started from forum lah. Forum days are amazing.
Actually, yes. It's all start from forum. That's like the keyboard warriors behind it.
Yes. So the keyboard warrior is not a new invention way.
It's not. It's definitely not.
2000 had already.
Yeah. I think now it's even more. Forums actually is everywhere. Even the comment section is a forum right now, right? People are like putting whatever they want to write in the comment section because there's no consequences, and they just put whatever they want now, right?
As I said lah, you won't say that to me from my face. I'll punch you. Behind the keyboard, I cannot find you. No one can find you.
Yeah. But again, comment section forum is also a good way to learn, like what people to give feedback. I think because a lot of time we don't say it face to face, but we're there to type it out. So there is definitely some good feedback to be gotten from
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Some people should just not breed anymore.
That's very true.
But I gather maybe you guys have been through it as well. You get negative comments. Don't take it personally. You learn not to take it personally, and then refrain from responding to ones that are stupid.
Right.
Yeah. And take a bit of time before you respond. That one I learned
True.
I've learned that one. I actually use that to tell my staff. Whenever something goes wrong, do not immediately like that react.
In the heat of the moment.
Yeah, do not. Whether it's good or bad. I mean, stop for a few seconds. At least think. And I like to tell them it's like watching Men in Black. You know, Asian kid says, my baba says go and have a piece of pie. So I use that. Remember they're going.
Yeah.
Okay. If you know your pop culture. So I tell that to my staff. I say, hey, go eat a piece of pie, and then they get it. Okay. They'll ponder on it. Okay, let's do this. Okay.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Because you're not thinking rationally when you're angry. Right.
Yeah.
After that, you say something stupid, and then shit, I should have said that.
Yeah.
Once you cool down, right? Then you start thinking rational. Yeah, I think that's a really good advice, and I try to remind myself a lot of times as well, because there's so many times you said something, you regret it at the heat of the moment, and then you go back and it's like, crap, I should have said that. Then you regret saying that rather than being angry at that moment, right? Yeah, it's a very good point. Any biggest fear about when event begins? Do you have any fear? Something that always bother you until now?
It's motorsports, man.
Yeah.
With the cars, a lot less, but with the bikes, whenever the grid forms up, I'm standing there. I'm standing right at the grid. Then I have the walkies. I got 2 or 3. So like I can hear the starter going, okay, countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, green light, red light. Then he'll count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, red light off, go green. And you tense.
Always the first corner.
The bikes don't even have to get to the first corner.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah. Last year, it's just our luck. In the same day, the 2 different races of bikes, and it happened. One of the guys at the front, he stalled.
Oh.
So puts his hand up. Most guys behind would
God.
yeah. So he got flung unconscious. The guy that hit him got flung unconscious. The bikes are damaged. Bikes accelerate like a freaking rocket. But 50 meters are doing like 200 already. It's no joke. There's no car that can compete. Okay, like maybe EVs these days can, which is why EVs are dangerous. Sorry. But thankfully nothing happened, and I'd say we're very, very lucky, because in the history of Malaysian motorsports, about 10 years ago, there was a similar case, not my event, one was the Malaysian Superbike race, and both riders, exactly the same, both riders died.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's the amount of inertia, the force of those bikes,
Yeah.
the speed they're going is psycho.
But I guess that's
So
the
that is
fear, the biggest fear you have every single time, like fatality, right? I think that's
Yeah.
like never goes, that fear doesn't
Yeah.
goes away.
And you can say what you want. It's like, oh, they signed indemnity. Oh, we've done our best.
Yeah, you still have to be responsible.
what do you call it? Done our duty lah, duty of care, right? That's
Yeah.
right, because all these kind of things. But no, you're gonna sleep at night, man.
How do you take it? Like, mentally.
So far, nothing lah.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine, Ron Hogg, he runs the Capri, like I said, the biggest race in the country, the Capri one, and they have fatalities. And he asks, how is it? And then you have to deal with the family. I can't answer for him, but it's damn, it's not easy.
Is there any, after so many years of doing events, I know it's not 100% preventable because it's nothing you can control, but is there any like little steps that organizers or what are putting in place to minimize the risk of this happening, like even fatalities? I know there's going to be a lot of like medics and ambulance or whatever that is, but what are the new innovative things that organizers are putting in place to lower down the risk of this kind of fatality from happening? Is there anything innovative in that sense?
Not huge. A lot of the innovation, not talk about cars so much. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. The bikes,
Yeah.
usually comes down from the governing body. They work with, for example, suit manufacturers. So now the suits, a lot of them come with airbags. In
Oh,
the suit,
really?
which pop up.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. I think I've heard
I
about it,
saw
And
in the-
those things could not have happened without technology, because the airbags have sensors and they're powered, and in fact, all the data gets shared worldwide, and so all the algorithms get updated with AI, so it gets smarter and smarter. So that's, for example, some of the things you can do, but it's still just that. If you're gonna hit this wall at 200 km/h, airbag or not, ain't gonna help you, man.
Right.
There's certain things you just can't run from, lah. Yeah, although everyone tries their best, lah. Guess how many medical personnel we have every round at Sepang Circuit?
50 maybe?
More.
More than
More.
50.
Oh my.
Yep. It's 9 ambulance.
I was thinking in my head only 2 ambulance, but
I thought so
Yeah,
too.
9 ambulances, 15 doctors.
15 doctors.
15 doctors. Paramedics are like 2 per post. Paramedics about 70. Yeah.
70
That's medical.
paramedic.
And that's before you count the marshals, the ones that are waving the flag and have to run out and pick up a driver or the car. Yeah, that one there's about 200.
whoa.
Massive. You don't see all that. And our level, like I say, is the lowest part of the pyramid. F1, I think those guys, whenever F1 and MotoGP runs, like 16 ambulance, even more marshals than that, and starters, and it's massive logistical nightmare.
Despite all this risk, why still want to go into this?
Cannot stop lah.
This is like a ketagi already.
I stopped for many years when I joined PROTON R3, because as PROTON R3, I can't race, I can't be the driver. They're actually better drivers than me. And I became a team manager. But when I left, and okay, I raced again. And I branched out to working with the Superbikes team. My friends CY and Leo, they say, hey, come lah, play bikes. I don't want I don't want to race bikes. Then during pandemic, I think better to okay lah, come and try and ride with you guys. You get caught up as well.
Right.
I don't know why.
I guess you guys
It's like
are
why
just,
people play games.
Yeah.
So. It's not stupid lah. It's a calculated risk.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. I don't, like I said, I don't race, do any race whatever on the streets. Yes, I drive fast on the highway, but who doesn't? Highway is highway law.
Yeah.
It's not speed that kills, it's idiocy.
Yeah. I totally
Especially Grab
agree. I
drivers.
totally agree that. I totally agree to
They're
that.
driving too slowly, and even
Yeah.
the trucks are. It's not a story. The trucks are owning them. Yeah, we don't do any of that. All of us, racing drivers, racing riders, whatever, we don't do stuff like that on the street. Believe it or not. Yeah, and in fact, I don't even have a bike license for the road. But I race superbikes. I have a superbike racing license. How does that work? I don't ride bikes on the road, man. I never will. No way. I did when I was younger. Not anymore. You don't kill yourself. It's a bus behind that kills you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite different. So if you think we take risks, but we take it within a controlled environment, it's a very calculated, educated risk.
Yeah, because having that say, I think the percentage of having a fatality on track is still way lower than anywhere else, even on the road.
You mentioned that AMG GT from the previous weekend. Yeah, imagine if that happened on the road.
On the road, yeah.
They'd be dead.
Yeah.
They probably kill some other people as well. There's so much more that goes into it. So you got to look on that side.
That side, right?
Yeah. I know there are a lot of hate comments from the netizens. Oh man, you guys don't know anything. At least these people did the right thing. They're driving fast on a circuit where it's safe and not going to harm anybody else except for themselves.
Yeah,
I hope
that's right.
after this, people will know it.
Yeah,
at least.
Definitely. Talking about business, I think you are pretty successful in running like motorsports event in MSF, right? You definitely achieved some success. What are the biggest mistake you make as a founder? And you feel that you can correct it if you get given a chance, like can do better if you are being sent back to your early days.
I don't think there's anything. I believe I have and I am still doing the best I can. I have to constantly adapt. Just when you think everything's going well, like 2 years ago, and then suddenly things change again. Some parameters change. It's not constant. That's the weird thing. And as I said, I don't just run MSF. I run a couple of other. I'm the organizer and race operations for other events as well. So no, as a business for what I'm doing, there's nothing to say that I could not have done better.
Well, what if that's the case? Then what advice will you give someone who is trying to make it in the business world, becoming an entrepreneur, or maybe even for people like us?
I don't know, man. When I was in uni with my mates, we're 90s, mid 90s. I was in the uni in mid 90s, and that's when all the startup thing was a big deal. And we would talk about it. Like, this was even before Google, you're talking about when things like Amazon was starting out. Yahoo. Yeah. Hotmail, that guy, the Indian dude who sold it for so much money. And a lot of that was happening mid to late 80s. And we just hang around in between classes talking about that. And me and all my friends, that's all we would talk about. Weirdly. Not all out, talk about girls, partying. But also this. It's very interesting.
The dot-com bubble era.
Yes, dot-com bubble. And I grew up from that. And I mentioned earlier that when I was having lunch with you guys, I went to US, right? And I worked in a VC. So I was also exposed to that. And I started my first company in year 2000. I was at 27. And this is the same one now. And then I joined Time.com, was a startup team for Time.com. So always was thrown in entrepreneurial side. But I can say that starting a business, buying all the materials, even doing it like you guys doing this now, that's easy, man.
Right.
Selling the damn thing. Marketing it. That is hard.
Yes.
So, I've started quite a few things, whether it's actually businesses or .com stuff. As I told you guys, SMS at some point in my life.
Yeah.
For that to be a success, we discovered, find that segment, and then we were marketing in the media, the Malay papers, because we were targeting SMS from Malay people, and then we created these personas and all that, which never existed, but just looks like they're real, and then people subscribe. So you have to create that, and that is actually the hardest part. And I dare say it was probably easier last time because you had things like newspapers and tabloids. Now you don't. Like if you do a racing series like I do now, where do you advertise? You can't. At least last time you take advertisements in motoring magazines, in sports section or whatever. You promote it, and it's expensive, but it really gets out to everybody. But now the advent of social media and the web and all these so-called targeted marketing and KOLs, there's a good and bad of it. That means it's too specific. Everyone that you just say I select. I mean, like I said, we do a lot of promotions, advertising via Facebook and Instagram, and in segment, this how old, geographical region, they like Honda, they like motorbike, they like this, but it's the same old guys that already know MSF. If I can't get my mom to know what I'm doing, then I'm a freaking failure way. Think about that. And my mom has never come to my event. Just saying.
So what is my son doing?
She knows
actually, I do have this as well. Actually, my mom and dad don't know what I'm doing.
My son is racing every day in the streets.
But am I not right with this?
Yeah, it's true.
Building is the easiest part.
It's true.
Selling it.
Yeah.
And marketing it. Whatever business you're doing, whether it's watches, jewelry, hair products, t-shirts, motorsports, I don't know, jet skis. It's the hard part.
Right.
I've started up and done car workshops, 3. 1 is still running. And to build the workshop is easy. Then you believe that, I got all my car friends, my family will come. And I've spoken to guys who do F&B and restaurants, and it's the same thing. Yeah, when you first open, you think, my family will come, my friends will come. I know that community that like Assam Laksa, they'll come and try my Assam Laksa. Or like I did one for Porsches, Porsche people will come. No, they don't.
Right.
My dad came because he's my dad, so okay.
For that one time.
Right. No, because he's my dad, he keep coming back because he supports. Then he had some piece of shit MGF which kept giving us problems. But then my uncle did, because he's my uncle, because they're supporting me. But other than that, it is so hard to get customers for a workshop. And you think, well, everyone used to service their car. No, there's just so many out there. What makes yours special?
It's true.
Oh, it's near to his house, so he usually goes to that workshop. Why did he come to yours now? You're the new one in town. You kasi friga. It's the hardest part.
It's true. Very true.
Setting up the business.
Yeah. Setting up the business gives you the adrenaline, that new stuff there. You're so proud
excitement.
about it, right? The excitement, right? After that, once you power through all your family who's buying from you, and then getting new customers, monetizing it, that gets everybody down. That's where everybody gives up, right?
I'm sorry to say this, but I've seen so many people, friends of family friends, whatever. They love to open cafes when they retire or they had enough of corporate world stuff. I would say that's the worst thing you can do. How many cafes does he fail? But they're at that moment, they're caught in that buzz. You just mentioned it, and I've done it a few times in my life. I know they're gonna come. My wife, she cooked the best. Pasta. Just because I love it doesn't mean everyone else does, right? And just to have it is one thing. To promote it, why would they come? How would they come? Why would they come all the way? Can you consistently get people to come over? Ooh,
right.
Starting a business is no joke. And culture. I am half Malay, half Chinese, so I don't have that Chinese businessman background from my family. And my parents are doctors anyway. They don't do any business.
Right.
I have zero business knowledge growing up.
Did your parents force you to become a doctor or a lawyer, and now my son is doing racing?
You answered it. I have their biggest disappointment, man.
Yeah.
The kids in college will say, "Oh, bapak doktor, anak penyakit." And I got a scholarship too. I turned it down. Like, what? Turn down a medical scholarship.
Oh, good.
That's funny.
But the business has that thrill. And remember, we always hear the ones that made it. You never hear the other million that didn't make it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
I've been through this so many times. I've had so many thoughts on all this crap I'm telling you right now, but it's true.
Yeah.
You always hear the Larry whatever.
Mark Zuckerberg didn't go to high school. This guy didn't go to high school, but now
he just got lucky.
Yeah.
Try to do that now. I mean, I've read all the books. Yes, they had their parents like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. Their parents were literally in Sun Microsystems, IBM, so they had opportunities. But still, there's more than that they did. There is a persistence.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm sure Bill Gates wasn't the only joker to create an operating system. There's thousands and millions of other people out there, especially over there in those days. But how come he made it?
Yeah.
So obviously he had that talent and the force and will and desire to shove it through and to get it onto IBMs, or he made the deal. As you know, he get the deal where it's given for free. That was the worst thing that IBM, as we know, we learned through history. That's the worst thing they did. Because after that, everyone just went and cloned the damn thing.
Yeah.
But Bill Gates made all the money.
So persistent.
I don't know, and building.
I think one of our beliefs is to give value first. I think if you go into the business world, become an entrepreneur just to make money, I think that you are going to fail very quickly, because if you are driven by money, then if you don't get what you achieve, you're going to be very disappointed. But if you go into the business world with the mindset of solving problem and giving value first, like enjoy what you're actually doing, then I think money will come as a byproduct of it. Do you think so?
You're talking because you're passionate. That was my belief as well.
Right.
I don't know. My friends who do business, they say, you do business, don't make money for what?
Yeah.
So it's a balance. But yes, the passion must be there. I'm assuming when you say entrepreneurs means just doing something that's a bit left wing. It's not like setting up a hardware store just like your father
buy and
did,
sell
that's
product.
trading. That's straightforward.
Yeah.
But I assume you say an entrepreneur is to try and do something that's really left wing and not so common. And the challenges that this kind of weird industry, left wing industry, would do is definitely different from like I said, a hardware store, which is quite can't answer, but I don't think it's too difficult. Hardware store, get the right place to the right price, get all the right components.
Solving some problems,
two different things
to a point, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that form of entrepreneurship definitely needs to have passion, and you need to have a vision. And for me, freaking stick to it, man. There are gonna be ups and there are gonna be downs, but if you sell out, then you sell out. Stick to it.
Stick to it. It's good advice.
Gotta be serious there, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's the honest truth that a lot of people need to know, right? Yeah. Starting is easy, but going through the whole journey, sticking to it for like years without making real profit. Not people don't buy your products, and you still have to find ways to improve and stick with it.
And probably pivot a bit.
Pivot a bit, learn where to pivot.
Learn the mistakes, learn the experience.
Yeah.
Well, adapting is something you always have to do.
Oh, yes. Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
And at lunch, we all spoke about games. Again, I think lucky that I came up from that generation. Ooh, June 2000. Warcraft. Hey, come on, man. RTS is very different from FPS games now.
Yeah.
Even with my crew and my staff, I can tell the difference. The guys that don't play games much or never really grew up playing games do not have that capability, you know.
Of what? Thinking logically
So they can think logically, not stupid, but how they think.
Strategically.
How they compartmentalize things.
Yeah.
It's like, face your problem. 7 things to do at the same time. Which one do I do first?
Right.
You know, the triage, the priority. Which one do I do first? How much do I do there? Okay, press the button. Okay, that's running now. Let's do this one now. Quick, press button. Okay, now this one.
Right.
I'm serious.
Right.
And you don't get that with FPS. FPS just...
Maybe the FPS are the racing driver with with the response and skill, and then the
Yes.
people who play RTS is the people planning the whole team, like managing
like
the team.
StarCraft,
StarCraft.
Yeah, man.
Age of Empire,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Even something as simple as Mobile Legends, I've seen some of the guys play. Still okay lah. I mean, like I said, you need to be able to intellectually look at the shit that's in front of you and then say, what do I do first?
Mm.
And then press that button and then immediately go to the next one. And yet still go back there a few seconds later. Oh, is that running? It is. Okay, can go back here. Oh, and press the third button.
They know what to prioritize as well, like what they should do first, so they can proceed to do the second one while the first one is running.
Yeah. And yet you still have to go back and watch.
Still go back and
look,
watch it.
Don't just
Okay.
press the button and
Yeah.
what only, Hey, when I was my corporate days, a lot that happens. One.
Yeah.
The guys up there never touch the bottom. They don't see.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
When I was in
understand.
PROTON, right? It was under Tunku Mahalil. And there's this little kapchai with a hard hat that sits outside his office. What's that for? In between meetings or whatever he has, every day without fail, at least once, he tries to do it twice. He would come down, put on the helmet, his face like that one. He ride through the factory. He go and see things. He's freaking spot check.
Right.
Wow.
Wow.
And
Go to
he
the
had
ground.
presence, man, that guy. And then he'll get and so, Halim Botol. I was on the Halim Saad also, same thing. That's Halim Saad. Time.com. But you need to touch the ground.
Mm.
Touch the ground. Be surprised.
Yeah, that's very true.
Talking about the future of Malaysia motorsport, what kind of collaboration or support do you hope that the government or private sector can support?
I ran for 14 years without any government support. The only support I got was in the early days, like I said, from the Sepang team at that time. Because they had no lights, and I was actually returned them a favor, win-win. It was unused inventory. Finally, this year, first time ever, we got some sports grant from KBS. Kementerian Sukan. First time ever, dude. Yeah, but of course you have to deliver, and it's nice to know.
Of course.
But I never factored that in as part of our business model. And I'm not that type either to go and sit my ass there and lobby till I get money from them to do something. It's not the people's responsibility, nor should we take their funds to do motor racing for other people. That's how I see it. Business needs to be self-sustainable.
Yeah,
That's how
true,
it is.
true.
We've got Petronas these days. They join us for the Merdeka race. They'll be joining us again this year. They are more on our content partner, so a lot of social media stuff.
You guys were the one started Merdeka race, right?
No, actually.
No.
The very first one was by Proton.
Oh, okay.
Long ago,
I
but
see.
that name, yeah.
I
But
see.
then it died off, and then, we took it over and ran it, kept it going.
I
And
see,
We're
I
rebuilding
see.
it all over again.
I see.
Yeah. So, it's a big question. See, motorsports should not actually be a sport. If you see it from the view of the drivers or the riders, it's a sport. Or for everyone else or everything else, it's actually an industry. Motorsports can be an economic contributor. At the start of this session, I did mention NASCAR alone is worth $2 billion US dollars as an economy in the US.
Yep.
The Australian motorsports industry is worth 400 million Aussie dollars. Now think about that. Thailand has a huge motorsports industry. Now, industry is not just about people going out there racing cars, but the suppliers, the R&D, the machinists, the
The whole supply
parts
chain.
development, the whole supply chain. And it's all interlinked to the automotive industry as well. That's why, again, it works in Thailand, because Thailand are the biggest automotive industry in Southeast Asia. You know, it's the Detroit of Southeast Asia. Yeah, they produce like 1.5 million cars a year or something. Crazy production.
Detroit of Southeast Asia. That's a
Yeah.
nice one.
That's what they're known as, right, industry.
That's true.
Yeah, and when AFTA was introduced to Southeast Asia 15 years ago, a lot of our local Malaysian automotive suppliers all saukong all tutup kedai one because
What's after? Just for the people listening who doesn't
the
know.
Asia Free Trade Agreement
Okay.
of 2008. Yeah, I can't remember now.
We won't quote you. Don't worry.
Yeah, the AFTA Free Trade Agreement. So
Yeah.
there was to be no import duties amongst the ASEAN region for products produced and traded across they call it borders. However, of course, each country then raised excise duties or whatever to try and cover and protect certain things. But with that, it opened up competition between the ASEAN region, and quite a few of the suppliers that traditionally were supplying to Proton or Peradua here, especially Proton, because maybe their pricing and quality not up to scratch, they don't have the volume or competitiveness. They lost out to, for example, the Thai suppliers, plastic bits, certain forming, stuff like that. But if you think about it, because they probably just sat there on their fat contracts and they were happy with Proton, they never need to indulge or to get involved in motorsports, which is a form of R&D, which could have, or not just R&D, but also volume.
Yep.
See what I mean? But for them, there's no reason to. Yeah, just saying lah. But if you look in developed countries where motorsport is developed as an industry or is a developed industry, it literally is an economic contributor. Everyone thinks F1 is the biggest motorsport. It's not.
I thought so too.
Yeah, it's not the biggest motorsport. US is. Okay, as a single segment, yes, F1 is the biggest. Second biggest is actually NASCAR, as I said, 2 billion. Yep. F1 around there also, 2 billion also. What the same, believe it or not.
They're roughly the same.
Yeah. And one is so-called world, and the whole world knows about it. One is NASCAR, only you Americans know about it. Yeah. But as a country, the American motorsport industry is worth 6 to 7 billion a year. It's amazing. All those rednecks, y'all, those V8s. And but they race anything everywhere all the time. They don't race on the road. They don't go out gunting some power, whatever. Saying lah.
Yeah. Definitely, I think US have a very rich motorsport scene as well. I always watch those YouTube about people modifying their cars, their V8s, or even JDM. They're quite big on JDM as well.
They are actually.
Yeah, the Japanese cars.
I think some of the fastest Evos and Civic turbos come from there as well.
Yeah, it is.
Not from Japan. Yeah.
And I used to like to mod cars as well. And every time I look at because first of all, buying cars in US is cheap. And their parts are pretty cheap as well compared to us. Right, so I always look
they
at
make their own there.
Yeah, they make their own there, and then
imagine that import from China.
Yeah,
they're extra expensive now.
Yeah, exactly. For them, especially expensive now. For the US,
that's my point. 55%.
Yeah.
When it gets put in lah, that fella.
Yeah, still a gray area over there. Looking at the next 5 to 10 years, how do you see the motorsport industry in Malaysia?
The same. It hasn't changed much in the past 5 to 10 years. Why should it change in the past 5 to 10 years? Why should it change in the future?
Or I should ask, what do you wish to see change? If you're given a chance to change something.
A big shift will happen if there can be at least one more racing circuit.
Oh, okay.
Now it's a pure monopoly by Sepang. All right. Like I said, the good and bad of it. I'm not going to be an ass about this. But, with competition, obviously, things change. All you need is one more. Imagine if you only had one podcast in the world or in Malaysia, which is yours. Woo! You guys are raking it in, right?
But is Sepang private, or is Malaysian circuit like Sepang private, or
GLC.
is it GLC?
Yeah. It's currently parked under KBS Sports.
Right.
Funding comes from MOF. But GLC is GLC lah. So just saying, all we really need is one more circuit, and it would change the landscape, and there'd be a lot more opportunities. A lot of things would change, and that's the weird part. I can't afford to build my own circuit. Not that weird. I think it's about at least 20 million. But for those that do, they'd rather build, golf courses, whatever. Because you see, again. Well, if you had that kind of land and that kind of money, why would you build a circuit? You make more money from a condo or a golf course. So it seems. I mean, I've done enough business planning and modeling that I've had a couple of people speak to me about building up a circuit, and we did some modeling and stuff. And it can be a pretty good business to get involved in. It's just that it's bigger and it's non-traditional here. If you say golf course to a businessman that can understand it, and he's like, yep, I know how much the green fees are, what membership is like. Well, who says you can't do the same thing for a racing circuit?
Yeah.
There is one coming up.
Racing circuit?
Industry secret. Down south, by a certain group, and that group doing it, they're very clever. They know that there's people,
It's opportunity.
there are people with big money. So if you build a circuit across the causeway from Singapore, somewhere in Johor, where you can park free of charge, tax-free, your Ferraris because you're that rich, or Lamborghinis, whatever, then you can just, you're a businessman that probably has something in Singapore, you just drive over, you get it.
It's like Langkawi, people park their cars there.
Yeah, but imagine now it's a racing circuit and it caters to the rich PRC Chinese who are staying in Singapore. Ta-da! Just that circuit, from what I heard, I've not seen it. From what I heard, it's only for these people, so I can't use it to organize a race, unfortunately. But you see, there is opportunities.
Yeah.
And the group doing it is a big group.
Is it growing, the industry in Malaysia? The whole
Motorsport scene?
Yeah.
Stagnant, man.
Stagnant.
I mean, as it's grown as much as it can with what MSF has done for it. But from here now, we're stagnant.
I see.
Because it comes down to there's only one circuit.
Do you see we're gonna have EV segment, EV
motorsport,
racing, EV motorsport? Do you think that's gonna be a thing?
For us, it's a big problem. EVs.
Really?
When EV cars or bikes, when EV anything catches fire, you can't put the fire out.
Yes.
Because of the battery.
Yes.
Does it answer everything just by that? Yeah.
Yes.
So you just sit there and wait. So imagine if a Tesla catches fire on the track. Whatever your program was, bye-bye. 2-3 hours, if you even dies off by then. And then cleaning up. And then paying damages to the circuit for burning up their tarmac. And all sorts of other problems.
Right.
So EV racing down at this level, long way to go. If ever.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, at least that's still a release to you guys, right? Don't need to deal with EVs for the time being.
Like I said, it just can't happen.
Right.
No one is...
Unless there's a solution to it.
Solution.
Yeah. If you can put out electrical fire, then that's a solution.
Because
But
it's actually really not easy. I mean, like different
It's none.
country, they can't put it. It's very
so
difficult.
under FIA and FIM, the standard for dealing with an EV fire is a fire blanket and stand far away. I kid you not. That's the international standard right now.
I
There's
see.
nothing that'll put out EV fire.
Yep.
I see. It's interesting. I think we just have a few more questions before we wrap things up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
sure.
one question for Adien. What's next for MSF for yourself personally, or do you have any dream projects you are currently actually working on?
Yeah, I'm actually currently working on something. As I said, I'd love to have my own circuit, or track, just that we can't afford it. A couple of years ago, I proposed to Sepang if they have some unused land at the back that was used for parking. But because MotoGP only runs once a year now, when they use that parking, it's unused and it's big. It's a couple of acres. So finally, late last year, got an agreement going, and we now have
nice.
a big parcel of land. It's at Sepang. It's just not in the circuit. It's one of the car parks outside. And we've built off-road dirt track there.
Oh,
So that might sound weird, dirt racing. But it's actually, there is a segment of its own. And
Yeah.
if we can make it, again, like I said, it's up to me now to make it entertaining and interesting
Brand
enough
it properly,
for
right?
people to want to come. So we're going to have ATVs. In fact, they've got the ATVs slowly starting to run.
Oh, nice.
already.
Got ATV. Yeah.
We've got dirt carts coming in already. So it's like karting, but they have suspension but on the dirt lah. With mud guards and stuff, and you wear a helmet with goggles. Then we'll have buggies for rent. We also already have dirt bikes for rent, but those only for people who can ride bikes on the dirt. So it's a very dirt thing. But we have a toilet, shower, everything. We're making like a base camp, so giving a very outdoor feel. Got a barbecue.
camping
First most important
camping
thing.
area for
You can camp, but you wouldn't want to camp there.
you can make like a proper campsite, people who can camp and
Yeah.
go off road the next day.
Like I said, you can, but it's
Yeah.
not nice lah compared to say if you go to a Cameron Highland where it's nice
Right,
and cool. What
right,
the hell
right,
do you camp?
right.
That's so fun. But
some
it's
trees
that kind
lah,
of
no?
feel there lah.
Yeah.
So there's a ground that looks like a camping ground with the tent set up and stuff. So if you come and turn up, it's like that.
I see.
So it's called Sepang Bay 13. You can actually check it out.
Sepang Bay 13.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the car park is, that car park bay is called Bay 13. So
You guys have a website running already or something? Is it being
sepang13.com.
built? Is it completed, or right now you're working on that project, getting it built? Or something?
We're 90% there. It's actually been used already.
Oh,
Early this year, Ford used it for a Raptor event.
okay.
Had Raptors flying and jumping and drifting all day long. Yeah, customers could come and
Nice.
ride, and that's part of the objective. You see, so we now have this big off-road complex or dirt ranch where car companies, oil and fuel companies can go to do off-road events.
Right.
Because it's just as big. How many Hilux does Toyota sell in a year? 10,000. It's a lot, huh? How many Raptors has Ford sold? Something like 5,000 was past 4 or 5 years. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But how many grey market Alphas are sold every year?
How far?
This will kick your ass, man.
I think that's a lot, but I can't tell.
15,000.
50,000.
1.5. Hey, they're not cheap. Huh?
Wow. Yeah, Alpha is not cheap, and it's very popular in Southeast Asia culture.
Imagine
Alpha.
how many. There's at least 15,000 new people who can afford this thing.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, we'll
Anyway, yeah.
we'll drop that in the description so people can check it out, and I think we should go and check it out as well.
Is there any age requirement for to go into the Bay 13?
Nope. Right now, like I said, the ATV is running. Our target is actually late June. So
Late June.
by late June, the dirt carts, dirt buggies, ATVs fully running, and we're gonna have a little water park for the kids. So while the
Nice.
father play, because we have a barbecue. One of the first things I make is a barbecue.
Okay.
I like maybe my Aussie heritage. So we have barbecues there on the weekends and stuff. We love it. My brother he comes with a food trailer which sells fried stuff.
Like food truck lah.
Like a food truck but trailer, and also he's got wine, got beer, got a few things. It's nice. It is nice. It's a nice place to hang out.
I see.
But we want to make it family friendly too. So it's not just for the
see.
dad to come and ride and play go-karts, but because I noticed because we've been testing it out for the past few months, and friends come and some of the wives and kids come. So after the kid goes on ATV ride, then they start taking the rocks and throwing at cars lah, whatever.
Oh.
So they need something
no.
to do. Yeah, so we're gonna have like a little simple water park, but it's not a water park like what you think it'll be. It's more like a Aussie summer water park. So like a top,
like a top.
and then all these things spraying, and
Like an outdoor, like an outdoor pool, outdoor inflated pool, or something.
yeah, that kind of stuff.
This is a family.
That's my objective.
see, I see.
It's like the dad go and play golf, and then the kid just dump the kids.
Yeah, instead of being class in that, this is for those who are
outdoor people.
Yeah,
outdoor people.
Yeah, we used to when we were starting this up. There's another startup. So when we were starting this one up late last year. My partner and I thinking like, who the hell is gonna come out in because Malaysians don't like to get dirty one.
Yeah.
Don't like to come out one. Don't like the heat one. That's why everyone goes to the mall, as we know. But never mind, we persevere with this, and as we go on, there are quite a few people that like. Why are people going camping? A lot of camping's really picking up.
Yeah,
it is,
really.
it is.
Yes.
It's that same crowd.
Yes.
They're okay for this. They want to return to going outdoors.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know there's a certain generation or helicopter moms that don't want to bring their kids outdoors, but there's a lot more that would very happily bring their kids outdoors rather than go to the mall.
That's true.
So that's my next business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
We definitely need to go and check it out.
We should.
Yeah.
Late next month, I'll message you guys. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Late
go.
June, late June.
We'll go there.
Yep.
Shoot something. Make something
We'll
happen
have
over there.
content
Yeah. That'll be fun.
We should.
Yeah. Before you guys see this episode come out. And I have a last question for you, Adian. What is your dream car?
Oh, my boys ask me this question. My staff. No, I have daughters. My staff. I don't really have one.
You don't have one? Really?
I'm actually quite blasé about the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
I used to love cars, and then I told you I also do events for car industry now.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I killed it. I just killed my passion for cars.
Really? Because what you deal with?
It's like gynecologists. I'm sure they don't have sex the same way anymore. Get it?
I get it.
Okay, they paint the picture for you.
I think it's the same. Like we do animation and games, like both of us. After that, I just I play so much lesser games. After I went into the industry, even though I should be playing more or watching animation.
I understand.
Well, you grew older as well. I used to play games. I have no time to play games.
I have no time to play games
Only
as well.
pandemic,
Yeah.
I suddenly
Yeah.
whipped up my PS.
Yeah, my wife is the one playing games now, not me.
I have time for that.
Yeah, so I get what you I never get what you mean apart from the
But there's probably one American. Yeah, Lincoln Continental 1965.
Lincoln. Wow,
You watched The Matrix?
yeah,
The
the big car.
The doors open the other way around.
Yes,
then
yes,
they,
yes.
fuck the thing out of his tummy. That car.
Oh, yeah, so you're-
Entourage.
Entourage.
Remember that TV series? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about
that car as
I
well.
heard about it, but I didn't know about
Lincoln
that car.
Continental
Yeah.
1965 Lincoln. That's beautiful. I love American
So you're
cars.
a classic car guy then.
Not classic. I love the American car culture.
The big the big V8,
What
V,
they do, they
Yeah.
chrome it up and so nice.
the muscle cars.
Engineering, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
muscle
yes,
cars.
yes, 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 yes.
Cool, fantastic. I wish we could chat a lot more. Definitely, we have learned a lot about motorsport today, and also about the view about like driving safety, even barrier to entry to motorsport. Yeah, something that I really didn't know, and it's not like I get to become a professional driver now, but I think it's good for people who wants to join the motorsport industry, the scene. I think that's definitely not as high of a entry barrier as people think it is.
Yeah, so that part is progressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a hobby, it's progressive. As a business, it's ridiculous. Like I said, it's very tight. It's not going to go anywhere until something big changes, and for that, it needs a circuit.
Yeah.
As an industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or more participation.
Yeah. So for people who are watching, definitely drive safe. Be safe on the road.
Oh, please
Be
do.
safe
Yeah,
on the
please
road.
do.
Like I said, races, we literally none of us race on the road. We
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you really want to race, go to the circuit or join
Adian.
MSF events. Find Adien.
don't. Sure thing.
So I think we will put everything about MSF, the links and all in the description below, so people can check it out. Adien, before we end, anything you want to tell the audience? Any advice? Last advice?
Oh. On what subject?
Anything like live motorsport, anything at all that if you want to say.
I don't know. I think, I've chosen a very left-wing career to grow old in. I used to work in corporate till I was about 37, 38 years old. And I left and started this up. And I also read somewhere that, you get to this point in life where I've had it in my day job. I'm going to start something. By all means, that opportunity usually happens around this age, late 30s. Okay, I'm not late 30s, but approach it with all the passion that you can. And for heaven's sake, don't open a cafe. It just won't work. I mean,
Unless you really love cafe. You really, really love. Will you say?
Well, then you're probably a chef. So it's different. Right?
Or barista or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're not, it's just your wife's cooking, then nah, don't. But that's what I would say. It's part of living. We will fail when you start a business. You will fail. You're going to see ups and downs. You're going to be faced with all these challenges. But isn't that living?
Yes.
Or you can choose life and sit in your freaking corporate job and do 9 to 5 and lick your boss's ass every day and come home frustrated and and not spend time with your kids. You make more money, I think, actually, too. But it's a choice.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
choose to go this direction,
As long as you're happy,
have
right?
entrepreneurship, then live your life. Being an entrepreneur is part of living your life.
Yeah. We always
Just
say
a
you have to be a
motorsport
bit
entrepreneur.
nuts to be an entrepreneur. People say you have to be a bit crazy to be an entrepreneur. You're just looking for trouble. Just stay to your stick to 9 to 5.
You're stubborn. That's what you
Stubborn.
are. You're stubborn. You won't give in to failure,
Yeah.
and you're stubborn because you're driven by the passion.
Yeah. Wise words. So thank you, Adian, so much for coming on to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you so
guys.
much for coming.
We enjoyed it really much. And I hope the people are listening enjoy it and can take away something from this episode from Adian. And hopefully we'll see you again in the show.
Yep. See you guys soon.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So thanks for watching, and we'll be back in the next episode. And again, if you guys discover this journal, don't keep it to yourself, share it to the world. See you guys next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Adien.
Thanks.